Hello everybody, this is Ave-O coming back with another video about Super Smash Bros. It's been on my mind for a while now that there has been a crazy imbalance of characters represented in one franchise versus the others. Now why is that? We all know for a fact the most obvious reason would be because some franchises are just plain more popular. And I don't disagree with the idea. Smash Bros. Should have more faces that people recognize. But at the same time, you want people to wonder, who is this person and what game did they come from? Having a character from a franchise be put in Smash Bros. Is also looked as somewhat of a PR move. It's a great way for Nintendo to get eyes on some of their smaller franchises. I feel like they did a little too much of the former and not enough of the latter. Mario and Pokemon has the most characters in the franchise represented in Smash. Even from Smash Bros. 64, there was Mario, Luigi, and then you had Pikachu and Jigglypuff. Then for the next 8 characters you had one person representing a different franchise. For the sake of not having people argue in the comments, I will not include Yoshi as a part of the Mario series. Fast forward to Smash Ultimate and you have about 76 characters with a pretty lopsided representation of characters. Like previously stated, Mario and Pokemon have the most. In the Mario Brothers series you have Dr. Mario, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Bowser, Rosalina, Bowser Jr., and Piranha Plant. That's 9 characters. 10 if you want to include Yoshi. 8 if you want to take out Daisy. But there's nothing you can do about Pokemon's numbers. You have Pikachu, Pichu, Mewtwo, Pokemon Trainer, which consists of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Charizard, Jigglypuff, Lucario, Greninja, and Incinerator. That's 10 Pokemon. 2 of your franchises make up over 20% of your roster. You couldn't have shaved that down. There's a difference between the thought pattern between these 2 franchises though. With Mario series, they were just trying to add more people to the roster, but with Pokemon, they looked at the most current generation from their newest title and added 1 from them. That's not the only time they've done that. But let's not worry about that right now and go to Nintendo's second biggest franchise, The Legend of Zelda. This series only has 6 characters. You have Breath of the Wild Link, Toon Link, Young Link, Zelda, Sheik, and Ganondorf. Now why do we need all these links? Young Link specifically. But what I really want to know is, why couldn't you put Impa in there or something? She's been in like 9 different titles. She usually has a new rendition of herself, but she probably would look best from Skyward Sword or Hyrule Warriors. And no matter what anybody says, I enjoyed Hyrule Warriors. But back to Impa, you definitely could have figured out a moveset from her. I mean, Hyrule Warriors did. How about take something from there? Matter of fact, you can take all of it. Take a whole moveset from there. Nintendo likes to put in characters that can represent the newest game they have in the series. So why not use one of the champions from Breath of the Wild as well? Let's jump to another franchise that's been around since the 80s ago with the Kirby series. Kirby's been around since Smash Bros. 64. He has pretty consistent game launches, so why do they only have 3 characters representing that franchise? They could find at least 1 more character. Y'all already have Knuckle Joe in there, and he showed himself to have a perfectly good moveset to begin with. Why not just make the transition with him? Not the only person that should make that transition, but I'll save that for another day. Let's move on to the Star Fox franchise. Another 3-person representation. You have Fox, Falco, and Wolf. Some people have been asking for Crystal, and she probably is the best next person from that series to show up, but I don't see that happening. She's another person that's been assigned as an assist trophy. Let's go to the next 3-person representation. The Donkey Kong franchise. Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Key K. Rool. I don't have too much to say about this one because I feel like 3 people are a good balance for this series, but I could see Dixie being thrown in as a 4th character. Kid Icarus fell out of the sky and got 3 roster spots in 2 games. Once again, 3 characters seem to be a good balance. So why is Mother stuck at 2? There's enough known characters to get at least 1 more person. You could use Paula, Pooh, Duster, but the best person for the spot has to be Lucas' brother Claus. He could end up having a similar move to Lucas, but his fighting style overall would be different. He has a gun arm and a sword, so he could be kind of like a mesh between the Mii Gunner and the Mii Swordsman, but also have psychic powers. The Metro series has 4 characters: Samus, Zero Suit Samus, Dark Samus, and Rit. 2 good guys, 2 villains. A good balance of characters, not much more you can ask for. Villager and Isabelle come from the Animal Crossing franchise. They actually started with having assist trophies before they actually had people on the roster. That's a pretty popular franchise for Nintendo, so it's kind of a wonder why they waited so long to have someone be represented in that franchise. Let's go back to another franchise that has more reps than necessary. Fire Emblem. They have 7. I will say, I wouldn't care as much if there was more variety between them. Why do they always have to have somebody that has a sword? Even Robin and Corrin, the people that are most different, they still have a sword. Not to mention, they already have enough representation from Awakening. You have Robin and Lucina already. Why add Chrom? Why not throw in somebody with a spear? Or another female? Or both? What about a villain? Kick out Chrom, throw in Ephraim, Claudia, Celia, I don't know how you pronounce it, Erica, Nigel, Medius, Leon, Celica, just somebody else. The Mii characters have 3 spots: the gunner, the brawler, and the swordsman. The best way to figure out how a Mii character should fight is just make 3 different styles. It was a good idea. They don't need to add any more people. Retro games mainly have 1 character representing them: the Duck Hunt Dog, Mr. Game & Watch, Rob, the Ice Climbers. None of those franchises are making a comeback, and they don't have anybody else to represent them. Smaller franchises that have some popularity and could make a comeback would be F-Zero, Super Punch-Out, and Wii Fit. With Captain Falcon being such a popular character in Smash Bros., it would be a perfect opportunity for them to continue the F-Series. I don't think they need a second person from that series at this point though. There really couldn't be a second representative from Wii Fit. I mean, look at what type of game it is. It doesn't have many characters to begin with. The Punch-Out franchise was in better position to have a second person from the roster, but I wouldn't know who. I've seen some people claim that they wanted to see King Hippo, but I don't think he would have been a good choice. If it would be anybody, I would say I would like to see one of the circuit champions like Mr. Dream or the Sandman. I think it would be just as good to use the protagonist in Super Punch-Out as a palette swap for Little Mac and call that a day. They used that with Bowser Jr. and the 7 Bowser Kids. Pikmin, Xenoblade, Splatoon, WarioWare. These franchises are pretty popular and have a big argument for adding a second man to Smash Bros. Roster. This is Splatoon's first entry in Smash, so it's expected for them to only have 1 spot. I like how they also went with the boy-girl palette swaps. As far as Pikmin, they already have a palette swap with Oliver and Alf. They might as well add Brittany and Charlie as a palette swap as well. In the last Smash Bros. Direct, they said something about Xenoblade Chronicles coming out too late for them to put in a person from that title, but I feel like they could have found a way around to do that. WarioWare, I'll have to let somebody else explain who could have been in from that series. Third-party franchises will have 1 character like Snake, Cloud, Sonic, Mega Man, Pac-Man, or Bayonetta. Somehow Castlevania and Street Fighter was able to squeeze out an Echo Fighter for both of those series though. We got Alucard, Knuckles, and Guide as assist trophies. I don't see anyone from those franchises having a DLC character. It's already been confirmed that Joker will be a DLC character, and someone from Dragon Quest is rumored to be one as well. It will be interesting to see who they pick as the next DLC characters. To sum it up, Mario has 9 or 10 spots depending on who you ask. Pokemon has 10 spots. Fire Emblem has 7. Zelda has 6. Metroid 4, Kid Icarus, Donkey Kong, Kirby, Star Fox, and Mii's have 3 spots each. Mother, Animal Crossing, Street Fighter, and Castlevania holds up 2 spots, and the rest take up 1. My thoughts on balancing the roster: take out 2 or 3 characters from the Mario series, Dr. Mario absolutely, Piranha Plant, and maybe Daisy. Take out 2 from the Pokemon series, Pichu. And as much as I like Jigglypuff, I probably would have preferred for her never to be in. I want to say keep Jigglypuff and maybe take out Squirtle and Venusaur, but I like how they made the Pokemon trainer. Take out Young Link and replace him with Impa or somebody else. Take out Chrom from Fire Emblem and replace him with somebody else. Add 1 person from the Xenoblade Chronicles. Add 1 or 2 people from the Mother series. Add 1 more person to the Kirby series. Maybe adding 1 more person to the F-Zero series could be a good idea. I would rather have someone from ARMS, but this is about trying to balance out the current franchises and not add new ones. I really would like to see Zero up here, but once again, other than Echo Fighters, third-party franchises don't have more than 1 character. I feel like I shouldn't have to put up this disclaimer, but I do. Obviously, they can't go back into the past to switch out who they had from prior games to put in Smash Ultimate, nor would I want them to leave anybody out of this game. Maybe change a few people's movesets, but that's it. Also, they did add 2 people from the Mario series and 1 from the Pokemon series to this game. Daisy could have been a palette swap and nobody would have cared if Incinerator or Piranha Plant was in this game. I would have preferred they use those spots to help balance the franchises like they did with King K. Rool, Ridley, and Dark Samus. But with that being said, that is my thoughts on the character and the balance in Smash Bros. Ultimate. What do you think about the balance of the representation in Smash Bros? Do you agree with me? Is it lopsided or is it not lopsided enough for you? Who would you rather see be moved around? Let me know in the comment section. I'm starting a Patreon page to make sure I can get more content out here more frequently. So if there's anything you would like to contribute, it would be wonderful and a big help to this page. Hopefully you liked the video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, share wherever you want to share it.